At 80 years old, the life of Robert De Niro, once the epitome of grit and cinematic brilliance, has now stirred a mix of admiration and sadness among his fans. His tough and enigmatic persona on and off-screen seemed impenetrable for decades, but recent events have revealed an unexpected vulnerability. Reports suggest that the actor, who once dominated the world of film with his intensity and dedication, is now facing challenges that sharply contrast with his former image of resilience. Once fiercely private about his personal affairs, he has now become the subject of public concern and curiosity. Whispers about his declining health have surfaced, although details remain unclear. Fans have noticed a slower, more fragile version of the De Niro they once knew, leading to debates and heartfelt discussions about the inevitability of aging even for icons. Financial concerns also loom, as legal battles and significant personal expenses, including child support and alimony payments, have raised alarms about the stability of his wealth despite his decades of success. These financial strains have reportedly influenced his career choices, with recent projects being critiqued as inconsistent with the caliber of work he was once known for. In addition to financial pressures, his personal life has made headlines in ways he never would have anticipated. The passing of his former wife, Grace Hightower, with whom he had shared decades of tumultuous yet impactful history, has left an emotional void in what remains of his close-knit circle. Family difficulties, including struggles related to different generations living under the same roof, have compounded his challenges. Despite his love for his children, rumors of strained relationships suggest that family dynamics have become another layer of complexity in his later years. Recent incidents have also highlighted the toll that a life in the spotlight has taken on his emotional well-being. De Niro's sharp demeanor, while once endearing, has sometimes crossed into visible frustration or impatience during interviews and public appearances. Observers have noted these moments, interpreting them as signs of a man grappling with a reality far removed from his prime. Yet even in these struggles, glimpses of his tenacity emerge, a testament to the indomitable spirit that propelled him to greatness in the first place. While his current day-to-day life may not be the image of triumph that his fans once revered, it is undeniably human. The journey of this Hollywood legend into his eighth decade serves as a reminder that even the strongest figures are not immune to life's inevitable complications. Born on August 17, 1943, in New York City, Robert Anthony De Niro Jr. was the only child of two vibrant artistic souls, Virginia Admiral and Robert De Niro Sr. Raised in the culturally enriching neighborhood of Greenwich Village, he was surrounded by an environment that nurtured creativity and individualism. His parents were both influential artists in their own rights. His mother a gifted painter and poet, his father an abstract expressionist painter and sculptor. They met at Provincetown, Massachusetts, while studying under Hans Hofmann, the renowned painter, and fused their artistic sensibilities into the household where Robert grew up. De Niro's early childhood was marked by the complexities of his parents' relationship. When he was just 3 years old, his parents separated but remained amicable, ensuring that their son would continue to experience a household rich with inspiration and creativity. His father moved a few blocks away, and the young Robert often visited him, soaking in his father's artistic studies and passion for visual arts. This early exposure left an indelible imprint on De Niro's future approach to his craft as an actor. Known in his neighborhood as Bobby Milk due to his pale complexion, young Robert was somewhat timid and introverted, yet his sensitivity and imagination thrived in the heart of the vibrant city. At age 10, he found his calling on stage, playing the Cowardly Lion in a school production of The Wizard of Oz. It was during this production that he discovered his love for acting. The applause and the sheer joy of performance propelled him toward a dream that would eventually define his life. Supported by his mother, who recognized his potential, Robert enrolled in acting classes at the Stella Adler Conservatory and later learned under Lee Strasberg at the Actors Studio. Though deeply interested in theater, his family emphasized the importance of education. De Niro briefly attended McBurney School and Lamar High School but found himself increasingly drawn to the world of storytelling, cinema, and character portrayal. Academics soon faded into the background as his passion for acting surged. At 16, he made the bold decision to drop out of high school and delve fully into studying drama and performing in downtown theaters. Throughout this transformative stage of his life, the diverse and multicultural surroundings of Manhattan played an instrumental role in shaping the actor within. Greenwich Village exposed him to unique experiences, including interactions with bohemian intellectuals, struggling artists, and a melting pot of immigrant cultures, each story contributing to De Niro's deep empathy for human experiences. These influences later became the hallmark of his ability to portray an incredible range of complex, layered characters. In the initial stages of his renowned acting career, Robert De Niro made an impact with his small yet noteworthy contributions to cinema. His first credited film role came with Three Rooms in Manhattan in 1965, directed by the celebrated French filmmaker Marcel Carné. This film marked De Niro's debut on the silver screen. Even though his involvement in the movie was minor, reportedly appearing in an uncredited role, the project marked the quiet start of a career destined for greatness. The setting of a foreign director and a story situated in the dynamic city of New York captured an era, and De Niro's beginnings were deeply tied to moments of understated significance. However, his first substantive acting effort was The Wedding Party. This was a low-budget black-and-white comedy directed by Brian De Palma, Cynthia Monroe, and Wilfrid Leach. Interestingly, this movie had an unusual progression. Although filmed in 1963, financial difficulties stalled its release until 1969. De Niro was involved with this project while still at the nascent stages of his artistic journey, and still relatively unknown to mainstream audiences. The Wedding Party was a collaborative effort among directors who were developing experimental or offbeat approaches to filmmaking. The storyline, depicting the humorous chaos of pre-marriage jitters, was unconventional and off-center in tone. The film provided De Niro an opportunity to showcase his budding acting chops, as he played an integral but humorous role in this quirky atmosphere depicting a wedding's emotional upheavals. De Palma, keen on discovering fresh talent, identified something unique in the young De Niro, even during his somewhat timid and shy auditions. The story of De Niro requesting additional time during the audition process before delivering an electrifying outburst from the Clifford Odets play The Strike has since become the stuff of legends. While The Wedding Party did not gain significant critical or commercial success, it helped establish a working relationship between De Niro and director Brian De Palma. Their collaboration became part of De Niro's foundational years in the industry prior to him becoming the powerhouse performer known for emotionally complex and transformative roles. The backdrop of The Wedding Party and Three Rooms in Manhattan are a prime example of De Niro's humble beginnings. In these films, his talents had not yet collided with the powerhouse directors and scripts that elevated him to stardom. These performances demonstrated his early commitment to the craft and foreshadowed the intense dedication and absorbed portrayals he would bring to his future roles. The synergy created during his debut period laid the path for collaborations and the eventual seismic impact he would have on American cinema. These starting points, humble and experimental in nature, serve as reminders of the growth and resilience De Niro built his fabled career upon. His big break came with Mean Streets in 1973, directed by Martin Scorsese. This film marked the beginning of a significant collaboration between De Niro and Scorsese, which would shape the landscape of American cinema. In Mean Streets, De Niro played the role of Johnny Boy, a small-time hoodlum whose reckless behavior puts him at odds with his friends and family. The film was notable for its raw portrayal of life in New York's Little Italy, and showcased De Niro's intense acting style, which captivated audiences and critics alike. This partnership led to a series of iconic films, including Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, and Goodfellas, each highlighting De Niro's remarkable range and depth as an actor. Their latest collaboration, Killers of the Flower Moon, features Leonardo DiCaprio, who has expressed admiration for De Niro's talent and the opportunity to work alongside him. This ongoing relationship between De Niro and Scorsese continues to influence new generations of filmmakers and actors, solidifying their legacy in the film industry. De Niro's dedication to his roles is truly remarkable. For his performance in The Godfather Part 2, he fully immersed himself in Sicilian culture and language, ensuring that his portrayal was authentic and believable. This commitment to authenticity is a hallmark of his career. In New York, he took on the challenge of learning the saxophone, showcasing his willingness to acquire new skills for a role. His preparation for Taxi Driver was equally intense. He even obtained a cab driver's license to understand the life and mindset of a taxi driver in New York City. Perhaps one of his most physically demanding transformations was for Raging Bull, where he gained 60 pounds to accurately depict the life of boxer Jake LaMotta. This weight gain was not just about appearance. It involved experiencing the challenges of carrying extra weight, which added depth to his performance. De Niro's relentless pursuit of authenticity and his willingness to go to great lengths for his characters set him apart as one of the greatest actors of his generation. Following the devastation of the September 11 attacks, Robert De Niro took a pivotal step in revitalizing the cultural and economic spirit of Lower Manhattan by co-founding the Tribeca Film Festival in 2002 alongside Jane Rosenthal and Craig Hatkoff. Their vision aimed to commemorate the resilience of New York City while placing this iconic neighborhood back on the cultural map. The festival became a hub for diverse storytelling, bringing independent filmmakers from around the globe to showcase their work to a broad audience. De Niro and his co-founders sought to restore vitality to the area by celebrating arts and narrative traditions. The inaugural edition, organized astonishingly in just 120 days, stood as a testament to this mission. More than 150,000 attendees joined a weekend that fused film screenings, panel discussions, and a memorable family festival, capped off with Nelson Mandela's powerful remarks at the opening ceremony. It was Mandela's words on art as a form of understanding that underscored the festival's early purpose to mend a shaken world through creativity. Those days emerged as a beacon of hope and community engagement, resonating with the broader goal of cultural healing. Throughout the years, Tribeca has evolved into a celebrated platform for cinematic innovation. Supported by a fiercely collaborative spirit between artists, producers, and volunteers, the festival expanded its repertoire to include panels, live music, family-friendly events, and new partnerships. Its emphasis on community values made it more than a film festival. It became an anchor for regional economic revival and cultural reawakening. De Niro and Rosenthal have often championed the role of art in challenging times, recognizing how gatherings like Tribeca can uplift spirits and foster unity even amidst adversity. However, working with De Niro has not been without its rumors. While regarded as a dedicated cornerstone of the Tribeca initiative, whispers about his challenging demeanor on set have occasionally surfaced. De Niro, however, addressed such claims in a 2008 interview, dismissing them as mere exaggerations. He emphasized that the intensity of filmmaking should not be mistaken for anything personal, noting that the process often demands all involved to prioritize professionalism over individual sensitivities. His statements clarified that meeting high-performance standards often means rigorous focus and determination, a sentiment reflecting his career's acclaimed discipline. Today, the Tribeca Film Festival is a testament to De Niro's enduring vision for melding art and advocacy. Robert De Niro has always maintained a preference for privacy, often sidestepping interviews and public exposure. His focus has primarily been on expressing himself through his craft rather than verbal exchanges outside his roles. This inclination was vividly apparent during a rare interaction in 1984 with Barbara Goldsmith for Parade magazine. The exchange, while limited, underscored his preference for discussing professional aspects of his life rather than delving into personal matters. For De Niro, his art serves as both a medium of self-expression and an intentional barrier to maintaining his boundaries. His distaste for interviews became especially evident following his work in the film New York. This period marked his move to significantly reduce interviews, a conscious choice reflecting his discomfort with the format. While De Niro does occasionally communicate with the public, it is almost exclusively limited to discussions about his films and projects, avoiding the trap of overexposure to maintain an enigmatic allure. In a notable civil trial, Robert De Niro found himself in a legal battle with his former assistant, Graham Chase Robinson. Robinson filed a lawsuit seeking $12 million, claiming that her time working for De Niro caused her significant stress and damaged her reputation. She alleged that the work environment was challenging and that the stress from her job had lasting effects on her well-being. In response to her claims, De Niro countered with his own lawsuit, seeking $6 million. He accused Robinson of misusing company funds, which he claimed included expenses that were not authorized. Additionally, he alleged that she spent excessive time watching Netflix during office hours instead of fulfilling her work responsibilities. This back and forth between De Niro and Robinson drew public attention, highlighting the complexities of employer-employee relationships in high-pressure environments. The trial raised questions about workplace conduct and the responsibilities of both parties involved. The legal proceedings became a focal point for discussions about stress in the workplace and the expectations placed on assistants in the entertainment industry. In a charged atmosphere inside the Manhattan courtroom, Robert De Niro stood at the center of a heated legal controversy involving his former assistant, Graham Chase Robinson. The courtroom turned into a stage for raw emotions as the acclaimed actor, known for his formidable on-screen presence, channeled his frustration and anger toward the accusations laid against him. "Shame on you," he thundered at Robinson, the words resonating with a palpable intensity that seemed to momentarily captivate everyone present. His voice, typically controlled and measured in his cinematic performances, carried an edge that betrayed his exasperation with the situation. The accusations brought against De Niro revolved around allegations of workplace harassment and unreasonable demands during Robinson's tenure as his personal assistant, with claims suggesting that she was subjected to an abusive work environment and tasked with menial chores. The lawsuit painted an unflattering picture of De Niro. However, the actor vehemently rejected these allegations, asserting that his requests were legitimate and directly related to her job responsibilities. During his testimony, De Niro admitted to certain actions, including asking Robinson to scratch his back, a request he argued was devoid of any intent to demean or harass. His demeanor on the stand was both defensive and fiery, oscillating between moments of jest and overt bitterness. Robinson, once entrusted with overseeing significant aspects of De Niro's professional ventures, presented her case against him, bolstered by detailed accounts of what she described as a toxic work environment. Her testimony highlighted instances that she believed showcased an overarching abuse of power, framing her former employer as dismissive and condescending. However, De Niro countered these portrayals by pointing out what he claimed to be a betrayal and exploitation of trust. According to his legal representatives, Robinson had misused company resources for personal gains, an accusation that formed the basis of a counterclaim against her. As the proceedings unfolded, the courtroom mirrored the tensions, with moments of levity giving way to stark, confrontational exchanges. The defense took pains to portray De Niro not as an overbearing figure, but as someone who, through years of collaboration, had grown accustomed to a dynamic of professional trust with Robinson. They argued that his demands, potentially misconstrued as harsh, stemmed from the nature of their working relationship, rather than any malice or intent to discriminate. Throughout the trial, De Niro's outspokenness regularly flared, amplifying the drama of the situation. His statement of "shame on you" came as a visceral response during one such moment where Robinson's accusations were presented. The judge intervened multiple times to calm De Niro and ensure that the highly emotional exchanges did not disrupt the court's decorum. At one point, De Niro sarcastically remarked about an accusation involving his tone, kissing the microphone jokingly, a gesture aimed at deflecting some of the gravity of the claims. Nevertheless, these moments only added to the wide spectrum of interpretations surrounding his behavior, both in and outside the court. For onlookers, the trial reflected a complex, layered narrative where power dynamics, professional boundaries, and personal rapport overlapped, creating a contentious dispute laden with high stakes. De Niro's legacy as an actor, admired for his powerful portrayals of characters in morally ambiguous situations, added a layer of irony to the real-life legal drama now playing out. Known for his grumpy persona, Robert De Niro has made headlines not just for his impressive acting skills, but also for his sometimes cantankerous demeanor. This reputation was highlighted in a 2015 incident during an interview with Radio Times, where he famously walked out, leaving the interviewer and audience surprised. His discomfort with certain questions and the overall tone of the conversation showcased his no-nonsense attitude. Additionally, at an award ceremony, De Niro did not hold back when addressing tech bosses, expressing strong opinions about the need for respect towards actors. He emphasized that the contributions of performers should not be overshadowed by the influence of technology in the entertainment industry. This blend of talent and a grumpy persona has made De Niro a unique figure in Hollywood, where his straightforwardness often contrasts with the more polished public images of many of his peers. His willingness to speak candidly about his feelings and experiences continues to resonate with fans and critics alike. Although Robert De Niro has long been known as one of the most acclaimed actors in Hollywood, his outspoken political views brought unexpected risk into his life in October 2018. In a shocking turn of events, a suspicious package containing a pipe bomb was intercepted at his Tribeca production office in New York City. This alarming incident was part of a broader, coordinated attack, in which multiple pipe bombs were sent to high-profile figures who had been vocal critics of Donald Trump, including politicians like Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. The package sent to De Niro bore striking similarities to the others, highlighting the calculated nature of the threat. This specific attack on De Niro was particularly jarring, given his prominent stature in the entertainment industry and his history of fiery criticism of Trump's policies and behavior. Earlier that year, he had made headlines at the Tony Awards when he emphatically used the platform to express his disdain for Trump, earning applause and a standing ovation. De Niro's public statements over the years had cemented his position as an outspoken advocate for liberal values, but they also put him at higher risk of such retaliation. Upon discovery, the device was quickly reported to authorities and safely removed by the New York Police Department bomb squad. No one was injured, thanks to the vigilance of staff and the swift intervention of law enforcement. The investigation into the source of these attacks later revealed that the perpetrator, a man with a history of supporting Trump and espousing far-right views, had targeted De Niro and others as part of an orchestrated campaign of intimidation. In the aftermath of the incident, De Niro used his platform not to retreat, but to highlight the importance of civic duty and resilience in the face of fear. He released a public statement urging Americans to vote, emphasizing the vital role of participation in democracy as a response to hatred and violence. His message resonated as a call to action for those sidelined by divisive rhetoric, adding an empowering tone to an otherwise chilling event. This incident underscored the growing dangers faced by public figures who openly share their political opinions in an increasingly polarized world. De Niro, however, refused to be silenced. His response to the attempted attack was not only a testament to his personal courage, but also a broader commentary on the responsibility of all citizens to engage in the democratic process, sending a defiant message against intimidation tactics. Beyond his tough exterior, Robert De Niro reveals a softer side that is deeply connected to his family and his feelings about his father. He has taken significant steps to honor his father's legacy by preserving his art studio, a space that holds memories and creativity. This act of preservation reflects De Niro's respect for his father's work as an artist. Additionally, he created a film tribute titled Remembering the Artist Robert De Niro Sr. This film serves as a heartfelt acknowledgement of his father's contributions to the art world and highlights the bond they shared, even if it was not expressed through deep conversations. De Niro recognizes that their relationship was marked by a lack of verbal communication, yet he understands the care and struggles his father faced throughout his life. This understanding adds depth to De Niro's character, showing that beneath the tough persona lies a man who values family and the complexities of emotional connections. De Niro's first marriage to actress Diane Abbott in 1976 marked a significant chapter in his personal life. Together, they had a son, Raphael, who later pursued a career in real estate. Additionally, De Niro embraced the role of a stepfather to Diane's daughter from a previous relationship, Drina, whom he adopted. Drina, growing up in the creative environment of their family, eventually became an actress and producer, further deepening her connection to the arts, a passion shared by De Niro himself. The couple enjoyed 12 years of marriage, navigating the demands of their careers and family life, before their eventual divorce in 1988. Despite the end of their marriage, De Niro remained deeply connected to his children, fostering strong relationships that would last through the years. Years later, in 1995, De Niro began another journey into fatherhood with his then-girlfriend, model Toukie Smith. The couple welcomed twin sons, Julian and Aaron, into the world through in vitro fertilization. Their birth reflected De Niro's unwavering commitment to expanding his family. Unlike his marriage to Abbott, his relationship with Smith didn't culminate in marriage. The couple, however, shared precious moments during their time together, focusing on co-parenting their sons. De Niro embraced his role as a father once again, ensuring his children grew up in a supportive and nurturing environment. After parting ways in 1996, he maintained his involvement in Julian and Aaron's upbringing, showcasing his steadfast dedication to fatherhood despite the complexities of his relationships. De Niro married Grace Hightower in 1997 after years of courtship, marking the beginning of a complex and dynamic relationship. The union saw the arrival of their son, Elliot, a year later, followed by their daughter, Helen Grace, in 2011, born via surrogate. However, their marriage was far from smooth as they faced numerous challenges over the years. In 1999, De Niro filed for divorce, a shocking moment in their relationship. Despite this, the couple managed to reconcile, leading them to renew their vows in a private ceremony in 2004. This rekindled marriage displayed both resilience and perseverance, though tensions simmered beneath the surface. The later years of their relationship continued to oscillate between love and discord. By 2018, after more than 2 decades of highs and lows, they formally separated. Hightower, a socialite and philanthropist, had also been an integral part of De Niro's public life, but financial disputes lingered post-split. De Niro took considerable measures to honor his obligations, diligently supporting her financially while adhering to prenup arrangements that granted her significant benefits, including a spacious Manhattan apartment. The untimely passing of Leandro De Niro Rodriguez, Robert De Niro's 19-year-old grandson, deeply impacted the legendary actor and his family. Leandro, an aspiring actor himself, had taken small roles in films such as A Star is Born, leaving a budding legacy in the industry. His death in 2023 was later confirmed to be due to a drug overdose involving fentanyl, a substance tragically responsible for taking many young lives. Robert De Niro expressed profound heartbreak and grief at the loss, describing it as an unimaginable tragedy. His daughter, Drina De Niro, Leandro's mother, publicly mourned her son with a heartfelt tribute, speaking to the world about the devastating impact addiction had on her family. She urged people to educate themselves on the dangers of substance abuse, especially during times like the pandemic when isolation intensified struggles for many. During this heartbreaking period, another life event brought varied emotions into Robert De Niro's life. In May 2023, at the age of 79, De Niro welcomed his 7th child, Gia Virginia Chen De Niro, with girlfriend Tiffany Chen. Born into an iconic film dynasty, Gia's arrival symbolized a new beginning amidst the sorrowful loss the family was enduring. Becoming a father again at his age presented unique challenges for De Niro, but he described Gia as a source of immense joy and relief during this dark time. While parenting a newborn required strength and adaptability, Gia's presence offered a semblance of healing for the grief-stricken family. Despite advancing age, Robert De Niro remains deeply entrenched in his multiple careers, showcasing an unwavering commitment to both acting and business. In the Hollywood realm, De Niro persists as a formidable force, taking on diverse roles while also extending his influence as a director and producer. His pipeline is consistently brimming with upcoming projects, underscoring his passion and work ethic. Beyond the silver screen, his entrepreneurial activities signify an equally vibrant trajectory. A major cornerstone of his ventures is the globally acclaimed Nobu sushi chain. Co-founded with chef Nobu Matsuhisa, the chain has grown exponentially, establishing its footprint in major cities worldwide. De Niro's culinary collaborations extend further into creating renowned eateries such as Tribeca Grill, which has become a landmark destination within New York City's Tribeca neighborhood. These dual commitments illustrate an unparalleled balance of creativity and business acumen in his enduring journey. Through life's challenges and an industry known for its demands, Robert De Niro has shown resilience that few can match. His determination has often been an anchor, guiding him through personal and professional storms, while remaining steadfast in delivering performances that transcend the screen. This commitment is not limited to his craft but extends to noble and humanitarian causes. De Niro has aligned himself with charities and organizations that echo his values, including those advocating for individuals with AIDS, cancer patients, and underprivileged communities. His dedication to craft as an actor is inseparable from his drive to impact lives positively. Over decades, De Niro has masterfully embodied his roles, crafting characters with depth and authenticity, leaving an indelible mark on global cinema. Each portrayal, through award-winning films and acclaimed performances, reflects not only his artistry but also his resilience, transforming challenges into opportunities for storytelling that resonate universally. Outside the limelight, De Niro's efforts reveal a profound commitment to humanity. His involvement with causes and charitable initiatives underscores this trait, like co-founding the Tribeca Film Institute to support storytelling through cinema. Tribeca began as a response to revitalize the community post 9/11, highlighting his initiative to engage with societal healing and resilience. His dedication extends further into serving youth arts and education foundations while financially supporting collaborative cultural projects. The legacy he is crafting intertwines courage, creativity, and compassion. Commitments such as pushing towards an equitable environment, lifting ailing systems, evolving even through setbacks, encapsulates his deeper dialogues with humanity. Across generations will learn, replay the vigor enriched in storytelling, finding intimacy, shared tributes, proof bridging cross